I'm Ulrik, that's how my students know me. I'm the IB coordinator. This means I'm head of the IB program. And this means that my responsibilities are to run the program in all aspects. So everything from admitting students, looking at the applications, deciding who gets in, who does not. Making sure that while the students are here, they're receiving the teaching that they're supposed to. That they are well prepared for the exams in the end. I also need to keep track of the students, and this means help to give them a good experience of being here, try to motivate them, but also sometimes disciplining them and making sure that they stay on track. So anything that has to do with sort of the pedagogical running of the program and the quality of the program is my responsibility ultimately. Yeah. This involves dealing with students, dealing with teachers. It also means being part of the senior management team, so I'm also part responsible for the running of the whole school. So that's all aspects of this. This is only my second year as IB coordinator, and before this I started in 2011, so I'm quite new to the school. And that's because I have a different background than many teachers. I've been in research for almost 15 years. I've been an associate professor at university, working on environmental pollution and doing research. I have a PhD degree. I have a long university degree, trained to be a researcher. And I've also worked as a senior researcher at a governmental institution. So I'm quite new, but I have some experiences with me on running projects and being responsible for things, research projects and stuff. So yeah, and I'm new to this because I was a teacher and still am a teacher of biology and chemistry, but I thought it could be a very interesting challenge to try to be part of improving the education and the experience for both students and teachers are doing the IB. Well, at our school it started in '99, so we've been running it for a long time. It was a small program in the beginning in a large school, mainly a Danish school that runs 2 Danish programs alongside the IB program. They run what's called STX and HF, which are Danish programs for different kinds of students. HF for more mature students typically, and STX for well, basically any student aiming for any further education. So that is the school where IB came into existence, but there are differences also. The IB basically has a different purpose than STX and HF. STX opens for all kinds of further studies, both short-term, intermediate and long-term studies, and that is how it is designed. The IB is designed in a different way. It is designed to be a preparatory program for higher further education, basically meaning university studies. That is how it was conceived, and that is what governs the way we teach, and it also determines the sort of the level of ambition with what we need to do in the different subjects and how far we need to dig into the subjects. So that's the difference. Of course, another difference is that we focus on fewer subjects compared to the Danish system. That's another difference. A bit more about sort of how it's developed here is that we have been growing in size for the last many years, 7-8 years, going from having 1 first year class, we call them pre-IBs, to now next year having 4. The total number of students will pass 300 after the summer holiday, so that has also tripled in 6-7 years. So it has been growing a lot, and I think this is part of. I think that the explanation for this is that partly that young people all over the world, and therefore also Danes, are becoming more interested in international affairs and what goes on in the world. And I think that's part of the reason why student numbers are growing in a time where a year of Danish youth is more or less steady or even maybe declining, then the IB program is still growing. There's also one more difference, especially between STX and the IB program. STX is a 3-year program, and you do 3 different levels of subjects. The IB is actually a 2-year program corresponding to the last 2 years of STX. So many of our students are here for 1 year first in pre-IB, and then they do the 2 years of IB. So that's the difference. It is more compressed, and also the exams are different. In IB there's more focus on written exams and less focus on oral exams, although of course you have oral components in your languages. But the exams themselves are also different, the written exams, because in the IB you are allowed to bring whatever you have learned and have stored in your head. You can bring this to the exam. You can't bring your books, you can't bring your notes. So that's the difference also. That I think corresponds well with the ambitions of the program, that you need to learn things, you need to remember things, you need to be able to apply things based on what you know. So the exams are quite different. In the aesthetics exam, sometimes you can bring books or notes, sometimes you can have 24-hour exams. There's a difference. This means that the IB exams might seem tougher, but we also train towards this. The way that we teach and the way that we test students and practice these skills, we do this during the 2 years also. Okay, one of the differences is also which subjects we have in the IB compared to the Danish programs, because there are some subjects that are not taught in the Danish programs that we have in the IB. For instance, one of our most recent topics has been film. This is this is a different topic than what they do in the Danish system. They of course have something similar, but it's different. Next year we're opening another subject that's called Global Politics, which is a brand new subject, which I think will be very interesting for many IB students who are also interested in international relations. And this is a trend that has come over the last 6 years, that being the largest IB school in Denmark means we can offer a wide range of subjects. So we have students that are interested in culture or languages. We have some students that are more interested in natural sciences. We have some that are more interested in economics or business or history. And we also have some students that are interested in creative subjects, visual arts or film. And this, being a larger school, allows us to run more courses so that we cater for different interests in different students.
Why should future students pick Nyborg Gymnasium to study the IB at?
I think that they should choose first of all to do the IB because it's a very strong program. It's an academically very strong program, and you will change. You will be exposed to different opinions, different backgrounds of all your fellow students. All of your norms and views and opinions will be challenged because you will be amongst students that are very varied. So I think that that's a good reason for doing the IB. Why should you do it at Nyborg? I think you should do it for a number of reasons. First of all, because we have a good school. A good school meaning a school where students are happy, they make friends, they enjoy themselves. We have a good school community. We don't have issues with bullying and stuff like this. So I think that for the social aspects, I think you should go to Nyborg. Academically, you should also go. We have, compared to world averages and even in Denmark, we have low fail rates for the IB. We score well at the exams. So students learn what they are supposed to and then a bit. So I think that's also a good reason to study. And finally, I think that the wide selection of subjects that we offer is also attractive for students because it does allow them to make their own choices in the composition of the subjects.